The CCTV User Group is one of our industry's most prominent organisations. Here to tell us more about their latest news is Chief Communications Officer Tom Reeve. Tom.
Peter. Well, I've been with the user group for about a year now in my current role, and we're making some great progress. We've introduced a new program of snapshot webinars, which are proving to be very popular. Last week, we had a very good webinar with Synectics talking about cloud CCTV. In addition, we've got our conference coming up in April, which is going to be the first time that we've been able to meet in person for 2 years now. There'll be a great lineup of speakers and exhibitors, and this is already generating a great deal of interest amongst the membership and wider afield.
It's certainly great to hear how you're servicing the community requirements. But can we talk about some of the nitty-gritty? You know, there's been a recent case that's caused quite a lot of controversy with a Ring doorbell user apparently being fined a substantial amount of money. What are your thoughts on this, and what are the implications for privacy laws?
Well, I think I'd have to start by saying that the CCTV User Group doesn't have a position on the use of CCTV in domestic properties. That's just an area that's, we're focused primarily on public space CCTV, so that'd be local authorities and the police and so forth. We are concerned in this case, though, because of the implications that it can have for local authorities and police who loan this kind of equipment to victims of harassment. And that could potentially open these organizations to liability in particular cases where the users hadn't installed it properly, or they hadn't been advised properly on how to use it, or there had been some kind of abuse. So that, that does open up a concern for us. But I think as long as, the key message here for, local authorities, police, and anybody else really who's concerned about this is to follow the Information Commissioner's advice to ensure the proper use of cameras. I mean, this, includes such things as, basically, it includes the fact that if you're using CCTV in a domestic context, you have to follow data protection rules if the camera can see outside the boundaries of your property and can see people, in which case you can then be classified as a data controller. You have to put up signage, you have to answer subject access requests, and so on and so forth, doing all of the different duties that a public space system would have to perform. So it puts quite an onus on the domestic users to follow the rules. I think we're probably waiting for more clarification now from the ICO about this case going forward. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested to find out what they need to do in order to comply now.
It's certainly a hot topic. I know that Big Brother Watch have suggested that people should think very, very carefully before they deploy a Ring device or similar to their domestic property, and presumably for exactly the same reasons as you're stating. Do you think we're going to see, a series of trials and cases?
I think when you look into the particulars of this case, there were particular circumstances, which I don't really want to go into here, that related to the case. There were probably aggravating factors. I think the important thing to remember is that the use of CCTV has to be justifiable and proportionate. And if you have a a justifiable reason for wanting to put a camera on your front door, then provided you follow, the other conditions that have been, quite clearly spelled out by the ICO, then you should be on pretty solid ground, in this respect. But I'm no lawyer. We need to hear more advice from the ICO, and if anybody has any questions, about their particular circumstances, they may very well want to consult a specialist solicitor.
Thank you, Tom. It's good to understand what your position and the group's position is on something that has clearly created a little bit of a national foray for those that are using CCTV on domestic properties. We appreciate your insight today. Thank you for bringing us up to speed with the group's direct activities. We look forward to enjoying your conference in April.
Thank you.